Good afternoon, I'm Vivi, and would like to welcome you to the iBug Apple Workshop, episode number 168, for Saturday, November 22nd, 2025. Thank you to those joining us in person this afternoon, and to those of you listening to the recorded playback on the iBug Today website, podcast, or YouTube channel. The blind community are finding the Apple devices to be useful assistive technology tools in their daily lives. Whether at home, at work, or school, or on the go, the accessibility features of the Apple devices have cleared new pathways for the blind to be more productive, consume online content, and stay connected through social media. We have an exciting meeting planned for today. We will first review some upcoming iBug announcements and some recent Apple news and rumors. Then, Tom will demo the O-Orion app, and Herbie will demo the iOS FaceTime app. Finally, we will spend any remaining time to answer general questions you may have. I would now like to turn the meeting over to the iBug guy, Micheal McCulloch. Ready to go. Micheal?
Yes. We are all ready for another iBug Apple workshop. And if I heard correctly, Vivi said episode 168. Wow, we've done a lot of these things so far on a monthly basis. This was our original meeting way back when we first got started in 2011, May of 2011, and we've been doing them pretty much every month. We skip every now and then a month here and there, but for the most part, we've been doing monthly since that time. And I too want to welcome everybody that's here in person. Thanks for taking time out of your Saturday afternoons to be here with us, and certainly glad to have all of you that are here in person. Let's see if I can do a quick peek there. So we're up to almost 30 people here in person right now. I'm expecting a few more to join us. Those of you, as Vivi said, we record all our meetings, so be sure those, if you need to go back and re-listen to something, you can always do that. And all of you listening in on the recording right now, either from our website, podcast subscription, or listen to us on YouTube, glad to have you with us also. What we want to do right now, I guess I need to make a couple other announcements. Thanks, Julie's our Zoom host and doing a great job in the background there, keeping everything going. Also, my regular sidekick, Sandhya, is not going to be here with us. She's out. Where'd she go? I can't remember now. I think she took off to go to a baby shower, is what I heard. So anyway, you can give her a hard time about that. Chose a baby shower over us. So anyway, that happens sometimes. So Julie, if we can unmute people, and as you're introducing yourself, name, where you're zooming in from, since we're coming into, at least here in the U.S., Thanksgiving coming up next week. Canadians celebrated Thanksgiving, usually it's the first, I can't remember, early October sometime, but some of our Canadian friends will tell us when they actually celebrated their Thanksgiving. But we'd like to know, what is your favorite Thanksgiving dish? And just please limit it to one item. So as you introduce yourself, who'd like to get us started?
Yeah, good. I'm mute now.
This is Robert in College Station, and I do love that turkey. And also, I'm coming to you live on my new AirPods Pro, so I'm pretty excited.
All right. Welcome, Robert. Who else?
This is Herbie in Houston. I will actually be cooking the turkey this Thursday, so yeah, that'll be interesting.
All right. Is that your first time?
No, I've done it several times before, actually. So
Okay.
Susan from Houston, sweet potato casserole.
Oh, that sounds good, Susan. Welcome.
Thank you.
Mary Alice from Pennsylvania, stuffing.
Stuffing. Way to go. Love it.
And
Bridget from Atlanta, dressing.
Dressing. Another dressing. Anybody else?
Angelo in Ottawa.
Go ahead, Angelo.
Okay. Yeah, I like dressing done with bacon.
Okay. Welcome. Glad to have you here.
Valencia from Maryland, and all of the above.
All right.
Sean, go ahead.
This is Dee in Southern Illinois, and I'll go for that pumpkin roll.
Ooh, okay.
Sean from Flushing, and I'm going to go with the dessert and say apple pie.
Apple pie. Very good.
Cynthia from Texas, pumpkin pie.
Very good. Welcome, Cynthia.
This is Jody from New Hampshire, and I agree with Sean, apple pie.
Ooh,
Marie in Reno, and I like pumpkin pie.
All right. Got those pies coming out. Who else?
Linda in Tech.
Go ahead, Linda.
Linda, dressing.
Another dressing. Very good. All right. Hang on just a second there. Well, I'll ask my question after everybody's introduced them. Go ahead.
I guess we're supposed to mention our favorite. Mine would be mincemeat pie, which is hard to get anymore.
Ooh, yeah. I don't think I've ever had mincemeat. Very good, Cindy. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm from Southern California, ham.
All right. First time ham man.
Yeah, I get the dressing.
Another dressing. Welcome, Julie.
Pat from Ohio. I love dressing.
Another dressing.
Jacob from Michigan, dressing.
And another dressing. Welcome, Jake. And I heard Tom in there.
Yep, Tom from Vermont, pecan pie.
Pecan or pecan pie, depending on where you come from.
Dale from Cleveland. I love smoked turkey legs.
Ooh, welcome, Dale.
Thank you.
Deb from Kansas, dressing.
All right, another dressing. I think dressing's in the lead. Who else we got?
Brandy, North Carolina, with sweet potato marshmallow on top, family recipe.
All right, very good.
Elizabeth from Newfoundland, Canada. The dressing is my favorite.
All right, another dressing. Very good. Anybody else?
Brian from Ontario, and yeah, turkey and everything else for Canadian Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, and Christmas.
Okay. You celebrate all of them, huh? Very good. Who else we got out there?
Shazadi from Welland, Canada, apple pie.
Shazadi, another apple pie eater. Welcome. Anybody else that hadn't got a chance to introduce yourself? Name, where you're from, and what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? All right. And I guess I'll go. I'm going to have to join the dressing crowd, and specifically oyster gravy. Who's trying to introduce himself? Or maybe I was just hearing background noise. Okay, very good. So my question was going to be, or is, what's the difference between stuffing and dressing. Anybody? Say your name.
This is D.
D, go ahead.
I think stuffing is when you stuff that dressing inside the bird. Dressing is put in a
pan
and baked. That's my understanding.
Okay, that sounds pretty logical. Anybody else? All you dressing, stuffing crowd? Or anybody? Where's all my cooks out there?
Stuffing is what you are after you ate all that dressing.
Okay, that's another good answer. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to actually look that up. But that inside the bird sounds the most logical answer. Okay, very good. Let's see. I don't know. I got pretty hungry listening to all those different answers. You know what? Tradition here at iBug.
Yeah.
It's Thanksgiving Day and we're gathered round. Little children make a joyful sound. And there's no school and we get to play. And we're all thankful for this day. Except for the turkey. La 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 la. Except for the turkey. There's a wreath of leaves on the front door. And we all say what we're thankful for. There's such good food and there's such great fun. And there's such big smiles on everyone. Except for the turkey. La 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 la. Except for the turkey. We all join hands and sing the song with happy hearts and a love that's strong. We bow our heads, then we have our feast. It's a lovely day to say the least. Except for the turkey. La 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 la. Except for the turkey. So if you're a turkey and you're still alive, you might kinda wanna hide, or soon you'll probably be dead meat. On this festive day, you're what we eat. So fly away to a distant land where people think turkeys are grand. Spread your wings and soar up high, and be thankful birds can fly. Except for the turkey. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Except for the turkey. It's Thanksgiving Day and we're gathered round. Little children make a joyful sound. There's such good food and there's such great fun. It's a happy Thanksgiving for everyone. Except for the turkey. La 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 la. Except for the turkey.
All right, the turkey song.
Thank you, Michael.
Back again. We get to play it once a year. So, Sonia is missing out. She hates that song anyway, so no problem there. All right, very good, very good. We are going to make a few announcements. I've got a few announcements, just upcoming iBug events. Regular Monday night, we've got our iBug Buzz at 7 p.m. Central right here on the same Zoom conference. Next Tuesday afternoon, 5 p.m. Central, we've got iBug Mini Buzz. That's our shortened version of the Buzz, but actually the topic, we changed it slightly. Rather than iOS software kinds of questions, we look at hardware devices that connect to the iPhone. And then hopefully everybody will take a few days off and enjoy time with family and friends and eat a lot, and then come back Friday night. We're actually going to be here next Friday night for our movie night. And our movie, if you've never joined in, Monday nights during the halftime show, we find out what the movie's going to be. We have a little fun, play some games to have clues and try to guess what the movie is going to be. And so join us for that. And next week or the next month, coming into December, just a couple of things to make note of. We've got our what do we call that thing? Oh no, I always skip this. Next week, also Tuesday night, Herbie should have reminded me, Mac and Talk, Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central. Our Mac users open Q&A help session is that night. So don't want to forget that. Now going into December, we've got our regular iBug Unplugged, the first Saturday in December, which I believe is the 6th of December. And there are topics going to be looking back over 2025. What accomplishments we've made, or, any special things you've done, just sharing with one another 2025 things that happen in our lives in 2025. iBug Cafe next month will be December 14th. And I believe it's going to be on the Mail app, covering the iOS Mail app for the iPhone. So join us on that for that one on December 14th, Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central. Our book club, kind of skip out of order here, December 11th, our book club, Vila Book Club, the book that we're currently reading is H is for Hawk. H is for Hawk by Helen McDonald. And the MLS board number is DB 42687. 42687 if you need that. And we'd love for you to join us. We're pre-read those and then come together and discuss that. The first and third Thursday nights, we have our Trekkie Talk. Currently watching Voyager Season 3. Just got started on that. So we'll be picking up first Thursday in December, which should be the 4th of December, with episodes 3 and 4 of Season 3. And then finally, we will have an Apple workshop. Since the 4th Saturday is the Saturday right after Christmas, a couple of days after Christmas, we're going to move it up one Saturday. It'll actually be on the 3rd Saturday, which is December 20th. That'll be our last Apple workshop of the year. So we've got some special Apple workshop, our holiday edition of the Apple workshop. It's always a lot of fun. We've got music and games and different other entertainment, and of course lots of door prizes, so you don't want to miss that one. So we'll be back here for the Apple workshop on December 20th. So that's what's coming up in December, just highlights of that. I'd love for you to join us for that. Let's see. You know what I skipped over? I skipped over recognizing any new people. Is there anyone that's at the Apple workshop today here in person for the first time? Didn't recognize any new voices, but if anybody's new for the first time at the Apple workshop, if you can unmute and just say your name. Okay. We'll take that we don't have anyone new. What we do want to also recognize anybody that had a birthday or will have a birthday in the month of December. We still got another week to go in December. So any November birthdays out there? I know at least one person on the call is here with a December birthday, maybe a couple. All right, you guys got to say who you are.
Tom, December the 15th. And I'll be 76.
Okay.
Oh, easy.
Okay. I'm sorry. We're looking for people that had birthdays in November. Any November birthdays?
Thought you said December.
Oh, I did. I know. I messed up. But we will recognize you twice. So come back again next month and we'll. Any November birthdays out there? Where did our Zoom hostess, where are you, Julie?
They're unmuted. I mean, they can unmute.
Oh, you got them muted? Okay.
No.
Okay.
No,
we're
they're
not
able.
muted.
Okay. They can. All right. You can unmute. Any November birthdays out there? All right. What date was yours, Julie?
No, I wasn't there. Mine was Halloween.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Halloween girl.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well,
the other one's Shy, I think.
The ladybug who's not with us, she had a birthday in November, I know. Let's see. I guess he's not here. Dana mentioned last night at the movies. His birthday is actually today. So he's probably out celebrating. Also today, Helene's birthday. She's having a big party up there in New York. And there's some, I just went blank. Our Android Insight meeting. Hershey, one of the facilitators for the Android Insight, Hershey, it's his birthday also today. Yeah, 3 people have birthdays today in iBug, so happy birthday to them. Any other November birthdays? Okay, very good. So now we're going to, Julie, if you could, well, first, before you put everybody on hold, anybody got a question? Or anybody that came in didn't get to introduce themselves when we first went around? We're saying names, where you're from, and what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish. I think a couple of people may have joined us.
Yeah, this is Pete. I'm in Florida. My favorite Thanksgiving dish is stuffing.
Oh, another stuffing. All right. Anybody else that didn't get a chance to introduce themselves? All right. Very good. Thanks, everybody. We'll take a break probably about halfway through, and anybody that joins in, get them to introduce themselves. Let's go ahead now and put everybody on mute, Julie. And
Hi, everyone. Vivi back with you, filling in for Santia, who wanted to take a break from you charming, iBug participants. Let's take a look at the latest Apple news for the month of November. First headline: the dynamic island could shrink considerably for the iPhone 18. Previous claims of an under-display Face ID and camera for the iPhone 18 Pro have been scaled back, suggesting now that the 2026 flagship iPhone may only have a smaller display hole. Regular and reasonably, if sporadically, accurate leaker Digital Chat Station has once more claimed to have reports about the display on the iPhone 18 Pro. Previously, he or she has maintained that the current dynamic island will go and be replaced by an under-display camera and Face ID system. Then, we take a look at Apple's next big market, robotics. Analysts estimate as yet, unlaunched Apple robotics could generate about $130 billion a year by 2040, matching the scale of the App Store and greatly exceeding the combined revenue of Mac and iPad. Morgan Stanley believes Apple's next major business line could move beyond phones and headsets into robotics. The bank's analysts predict that a new platform could represent as much as a quarter of Apple's share price by 2040, generating revenue that rivals its core products. The report outlines Apple Robotics as the company's next platform after Apple Intelligence, with the first product expected in 2027. The first consumer product is expected to be a motorized tabletop hub. It will move or track users while doing simple tasks at home or in the office. This approach is typical for Apple as it always waits for a field to mature and learn from early mistakes. Then, Apple is expected to enter the market with a product aimed at mass adoption. In this case, robotics could connect the company's digital experiences with the physical spaces where people live and work. Why it matters. Morgan Stanley believes robotics could be Apple's next big thing. They describe embodied AI, which combines intelligence with mechanical form, as the upcoming platform shift. Analysts think Apple can leverage its skills in hardware, software, and silicon to develop autonomous machines. These machines could operate independently in homes, offices, and factories. Morgan Stanley estimates that the global market for embodied AI could reach $5 trillion by 2050, giving Apple a chance to extend its ecosystem from screens to motion. If that happens, robotics would join iPhone, Mac, and services as the company's fourth major pillar. The bottom line, Morgan Stanley believes Apple robotics could grow into a business as large as the Mac by the next decade, and potentially rival the iPhone by 2040. The first phase depends on Apple Intelligence, proving it can support real-world reasoning. The next will hinge on whether Apple can build a machine that feels intuitive and reliable enough to earn a place in everyday life. If it succeeds, Apple's next revolution may not live in your hand or on your face. It may stand beside you, learning, adapting, and quietly working within the same ecosystem that already defines much of modern life. Next headline, Chrome on iOS gets updated with AI mode. A new button added to Chrome's new tab page on November 5th opens Google's advanced AI search, and it works as promised, assuming you're interested in what Google is offering. Google has introduced a fast way to access its most advanced AI search features in Chrome on iOS and Android. The update makes AI mode visible on the new tab page for mobile users across the United States. Opening a new tab in Chrome now shows an AI mode button below the search bar. Tapping it lets users ask multi-part or layered questions and follow up without restarting the search. While Google's AI mode isn't new to the app, the button is new and will speed up searches. The experience mirrors Google's desktop AI mode, but optimized for phones. Putting the shortcut on the new tab page means users don't have to dig through menus or activate experimental flags. Google plans to expand the feature to 160 countries, adding major languages such as Hindi, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean, and Portuguese. The company says users will eventually have the same AI mode access across mobile and desktop devices. How it works. AI mode can interpret complex conversational prompts. Instead of a single search, users can build on earlier questions, refining or expanding their query. It produces summaries, suggests related links, and keeps the conversation going within a single thread. With AI mode built into Chrome, each tab turns into a small workspace for exploration, combining summarization, reasoning, and navigation in one place. I tested the new AI mode button on Chrome for iPad, and it works exactly as Google described. Opening a new tab shows the shortcut just below the search bar. Tapping the button launches a clean conversational interface that handles follow-up questions smoothly and keeps context between prompts. Users can explore topics conversationally and see synthesized results in one place, instead of jumping between searches and pages. The AI system handles clarifying questions and points to relevant sources, reducing the time spent scanning multiple tabs. The new AI mode button in Chrome. It's a step toward treating the browser as an assistant rather than just a tool for fetching links. For students, journalists, and mobile researchers, it means holding a continuous, context-aware thread without losing past queries. Privacy and control. Google claims AI mode will make advanced search easier to use while keeping data secure, but its privacy record doesn't inspire much confidence. The company has often treated data collection as part of product design, and AI mode won't change that pattern. Telling users to adjust their privacy settings passes the burden on to them. Most people don't fully understand what information AI systems gather or how it's used, and Google's settings are layered and vague. Turning off personalization may protect some privacy, but it also weakens the experience, leaving users to choose between usefulness and caution. Even enterprise and education administrators will face tough decisions. Managing AI features means giving Google more insight into how people search and work. When the first step in a session becomes ask a question rather than type keywords, the structure of online discovery changes. That will affect how publishers optimize for visibility and how users navigate information ecosystems. Next headline: the Siri revamp could be crucial to the iPhone's future. Rumor score possible. Apple's long-awaited revamp of Siri could use Google Gemini's smarts, with the move to improve the digital assistant potentially costing Apple $1 billion per year. Apple customers have been waiting for an upgrade of Siri that was promised as part of Apple Intelligence, but has yet to materialize. If a recent report accurate, Apple is getting closer to signing a deal with Google to Gemini to make Siri better. People familiar with Apple's AI work speaking to Bloomberg claim that the search giant's model will be used to power Siri functions in 2026. The two companies are still finalizing a deal for the AI's use, the report continues. So far, it seems that Apple could pay about $1 billion per year to Google for the privilege of using its model. This is a massive model, far larger than any of Apple's, the report continues. Google's Gemini model weighs in at 1.2 trillion parameters. Apple's cloud-based Apple Intelligence is closer to 150 billion parameters. Taking advantage of Google's model would give Apple the capability to process more complex datasets and have more features than the current Siri provides. Potentially limited usefulness. While the plan sounds grand, the actual result to consumers may not be as groundbreaking as the model's size hints. The agreement would have Google's Gemini model handling the summarization and planner functions of Siri. This refers to elements that help Siri take in information and then deal with complex tasks. Siri will still rely on Apple's in-house models for tasks, presumably for privacy reasons. However, for Google's tech, it will run on Apple's own private cloud compute servers to silo user data away from Google's main infrastructure. It also means that you're not going to see Google Gemini penetrating Apple's operating system. Here, Google is being a cloud-based partner that will be called upon by Siri, not a deeply integrated element of an iPhone. The so-called deal is also not going to involve Siri integrating Gemini into its chatbot functionality either. That may change in the future, as CEO Tim Cook proposed that third-party chatbot support could be extended beyond the current ChatGPT integration. This was seemingly a possibility back in February, when code references for third-party model support mentioned Google alongside OpenAI. A continued billion-dollar relationship. This would not be the only relationship between Apple and Google, where the two exchange massive funds in favor of preferential treatment. If the deal reporting is accurate, this could be the reverse of another well-funded agreement. Apple's Safari default search engine payment has Google paying Apple in the region of $20 billion per year to be the main search option in Apple's browser. While those payments were considered in danger earlier in 2025, a federal ruling in September allowed Google to maintain payments to distributors for favoring its products and services. While the supposed Siri Gemini deal also involves massive sums, it would be flowing in the opposite direction for once. Massive sums, it would be flowing in the opposite direction for once. Woo, that's been a mouthful so far, but we still have a few more headlines to go. Next headline: the largest messaging app in the world has finally decided that the wearable with the largest use in the world should be directly supported. WhatsApp introduced a new Apple Watch app for the messaging platform. Joining the rest of the Apple ecosystem, the Apple Watch is now capable of handling messaging duties on Meta's service. The new app can be used to see notifications for inbound calls without needing to access the iPhone. At the same time, users can also read full WhatsApp messages on the compact wrist-worn screen. These also include messages with images and stickers, which will be viewable from the Apple Watch screen. A chat history will also be viewable. It's not just for receiving messages, as it will allow users to record and send voice messages from their wrist. As usual for WhatsApp, it will still be a secure affair, with it continuing to use end-to-end encryption for privacy. WhatsApp for Apple Watch requires an Apple Watch Series 4 at a minimum, running on watchOS 10 or later. Another glacial launch. The launch of an Apple Watch app arrives almost out of the blue, at least when you consider the typically extended development time of apps in Apple's ecosystem within Meta's reach. The Apple Watch app appears over 16 years after the initial app launch on the iPhone in August 2009. It also arrives 11 years after Facebook bought the messaging platform itself. The first Apple Watch came out in 2015, 10 years ago. With such massive resources available at Meta, you'd expect that creating the app for other platforms would be relatively trivial. But Meta has demonstrated that is certainly not the case for Apple's ecosystem. It took until May 2025 for the iPad app to come out. Despite the closeness of the iPhone and iPad ecosystems, even then, the iPad app isn't standalone, as LT links to an existing WhatsApp account on the user's phone and makes it more a companion app on iPadOS. WhatsApp isn't alone in being part of the Meta stable of services that takes its sweet time making Apple apps. In September, after 15 years and almost 400 iOS updates, Instagram finally answered consumer demand and released a version of the app for iPad. At this rate, we could probably expect a WhatsApp release on Vision OS by 2041. And here's our final news headline. The iPhone Pocket is a new accessory that revives the concept of the iPod sock. It's also an interesting fashion-forward choice that may not be to everyone's liking. But then, it doesn't need to be. Apple's November 11th launch of the iPhone Pocket arrived with little warning, but to a massive fanfare due to its unusual nature. A brightly colored piece of fabric that looked like a cross between a scarf and a badly designed sock, with a section to hold your iPhone. Its design and bright colors certainly caught the attention of collectors and people wanting a fashion item for their wardrobe. Like other popular Apple products, it quickly became a sold-out item in the United States, China, and other countries. Thankfully, Apple Insider was able to procure one before the rush of sales depleted supplies. This is what it's like to get and use the year's unusual Apple accessory. What is it? The iPhone Pocket is a collaboration between Apple and Issey Miyake, the Japanese fashion house. The brand is named after the late designer Issey Miyake, best known for being the creator of the black turtleneck favored by Steve Jobs. This design aesthetic starts when you get the box. Even in the brown shipping box, is a little surprising because it is unexpectedly large. Then that cardboard outer shipping box comes with built-in inserts that keep the inside box protected, almost floating. That inner box is pure Apple design, with the same pull tabs to open it as all current Apple devices. iPhone Pocket inside its packaging, and then inside, you get a plastic pouch whose top you peel off to reveal the pocket. It's reminiscent of the Apple Watch packaging, but much larger as the iPhone Pocket is presented at full, flat stretch. It's a perfect stretch, too, with no possibility of it having folded up or creased during shipping. Because it takes a cue from shirts and blouses. In that, it uses a cardboard insert to keep the item's shape. Unlike any other clothing, though, that cardboard is also a set of instructions. Instructions for putting your iPhone into the iPhone Pocket. They're not long instructions. All they really tell you is to put your iPhone in where you just took this cardboard out. Picture a length of woolen fabric in 2 layers, a top and a bottom, with a long slit through the middle. That's the pocket for the iPhone. The slit looks equidistant from the top and bottom of the iPhone Pocket, but it's very clear which end is which. Opening the iPhone Pocket packet, you can only slot the iPhone into one end. The other, then, acts like a handle. This is a pouch, really, and a compact one. That's true of both of the 2 sizes of the iPhone Pocket, although there's a difference in how you then use the different types. The shorter version, which is what Apple Insider tested, is meant to be handheld or tied onto bags. A longer version is intended more as a shoulder-worn accessory. Think of it like a crossbody strap, but as a fashion item foremost. Obviously, for people who may be used to carrying around a notebook bag for their MacBook or other portable containing apparel, this is probably not in their wheelhouse. That too goes for anyone who has ample numbers of pockets at their disposal. Bringing back the sock, the most obvious point of comparison is the iPod sock, an old accessory designed to hold the iPod. It lasted for a surprisingly long time, from 2004 until 2012 when it was discontinued. As a thing that can hold an Apple device, there are parallels. The short version of the iPhone Pocket is available in a wide array of colors, much like the iPod sock, and both sizes have the same sort of ribbed appearance. The modern-day accessory is a bit of an expansion from just being a long sock, thanks to a couple of design tweaks. For a start, there is that slit that lets you access the iPhone. Issey Miyake branding on the iPhone Pocket label. Like the quite literal sock design of the iPod sock, the iPhone Pocket is a knitted item, but using what is referred to as a 3D knitted construction. While knitting is inherently 3D, the version here means that the design uses a continuous thread of material to produce the entire piece, without any cuts and no obvious seams. You still have the ribbed effect, which provides a level of protection for the iPhone it is designed to hold. There's also a stretchiness built into the design, so it will easily accommodate a tiny iPhone SE, but also bulge enough to fit a modern iPhone 17 Pro Max. Idea and practice. It will hold iPhones in their cases too, and Apple suggests that you might want to add other things to it as well. You might want to, but you probably won't. For if you pop in a pair of AirPods, for instance, it looks like a snake that has eaten a dog in one go. It stretches, there's no criticism of it technically, but it looks bulbous. Add in an Apple Pencil and it can look positively rude. The argument that you should be able to put more than iPhone in here sounds like an attempt to justify the cost. It also speaks to the now commonly repeated claim that the iPhone Pocket is for women, since, for ridiculous historical reasons, women's clothing has so few pockets. It's really for anyone whose clothing means a bulky iPhone, makes them look like they're carrying a concealed weapon. But for women or men, it is not a replacement for any other purse or handbag. It's a supplement. It's one more thing to carry, which reduces its worth since you could just keep the phone in your bag like you always have. There is the benefit that it's easy to get the iPhone out of and back into the pocket. But with the short version, there are limits to that. The iPhone Pocket expands to show it obviously holds an iPhone. It is just about possible to wear the short version over your shoulder, depending on the size of your arms. But it isn't possible to then slip the phone in and out of it without taking the whole thing off. Plus, in this and many other ways of carrying the iPhone Pocket, the top above the slit always pokes up. The wool makes it comfortable to wear, but it always looks awkward. This short one is more designed to either be carried or worn around your wrist. If you're carrying it, it's reminiscent of 1920s women's dainty handbags with the long handles. If it's slung around your wrist instead, you tend to only feel it's safe if you put your hand in your pocket. That isn't practical, and you do come to forget you're holding it. But that's exactly why Apple Insider managed to briefly leave the iPhone Pocket, and the iPhone with it, inside a car. What you expect, and what you don't. Just from the photos and Apple's descriptions, you know that there's no protection for the iPhone, and that's fine. It isn't pretending to be a rugged accessory. It's a comfortable and fashionable one. But also, if you see Apple's imagery, you've got the wrong idea of how this works. Apple keeps showing the Pocket with the iPhone's cameras visible, and that simply isn't true. Even with a Pro Max model, the whole iPhone goes in under the wool with no visible sign of the camera lenses at all. The iPhone Pocket's wool ribs provide little real protection. There is often a visible sign of the iPhone being on, though. Certain parts of the iPhone Pocket let the light from the phone's screen shine out. It looks like you have little pinpricks of light down certain seams, though not all of them. Although what you do most definitely get on every single surface of the iPhone Pocket is dust. It is an instantaneous dust magnet. High fashion, high cost. It is clear that the iPhone Pocket is not an accessory for everyone. The way it is designed and the limited practical uses makes it very much a fashion accessory to go with an iPhone than a must-have bit of kit. To those who are hyperprotective of their iPhone, they may look at the design and believe it will be more easily stolen, dangling from their body by a bit of knitwear. The Issei Miyake connection and the limited edition nature of the piece certainly help make the iPhone Pocket seem like a more valuable purchase to some. The multitude of color options available for the short version, and some tasteful options for the longer model, may also convince some to buy more than one iPhone Pocket. The decision to use select physical Apple Store locations around the world for customers to try and match the iPhone Pocket colors to customer iPhones also adds to this being a fashion-based product. It's akin to trying on clothes at an outlet, except without needing a changing room. If that's not enough to consider this to be a fashion accessory, consider the pricing. At $149.95 for the short strap-like version and $229.95 for the long edition. These are expensive for an iPhone accessory, full stop. Sure, Apple has committed the sin of selling fabric to consumers at a high price in the past. The $19 polishing cloth is a prime example of that, but it certainly wasn't an item you would consider fashionable in any way, unlike the iPhone Pocket. According to Yoshiyuki Miyami, design director of Miyake Design Studio, iPhone Pocket explores the concept of the joy of wearing iPhone in your own way. That seems a stretch, pun intended, because it's actually about wearing your iPhone the way the studio and Apple propose. There's not a lot of individuality possible, although CNET's Bridget Carey has a superb video demonstrating using it as everything from a scarf to, at least attempting to be, an actual sock. 5 stars to 1 star. As practical protection for your iPhone, this is a 1-star product, but it isn't meant to be that. Instead, the iPhone Pocket sets out to be a fashion accessory for your iPhone. And in that sense, it does the job exactly. It's not like you can say it needs longer battery life, or that the type of wool used is problematic. It might be, it's going to be interesting to see how it stands up to getting wet, or to being washed. And there is, of course, the temptation, practically the need, to criticize the price. Yet this is Apple, so high prices can't really be a shock. When it comes to attempts at high fashion, Apple has ended up with much higher priced items available for purchase. For example, when it tried to sell a solid gold Apple Watch edition for up to $17,000, and eventually gave up on the idea in favor of ceramics. The modern-day equivalent would be the Hermes Apple Watch Series 11, which adds some premium designer bands and a wallet-killing starting price of $1,249. Maybe in these current economic times it feels out of step to sell this strip of knit fabric at these prices. But if you have the budget and you want what this gives you, you should go for it, assuming it comes back in stock. That's it for our Apple news and rumors. Now, let's take a look at Crime Blotter, the latest in an occasional Apple Insider series, looking at the world of Apple-related crime. 1. Stolen Apple product haul worth $320,000 is recovered. More than $300,000 worth of Apple products were stolen from a tractor-trailer in Cumberland County, PA, but were later recovered and the participants arrested. According to ABC 27, 6 people approached and opened the trailer and took the items, which consisted of mostly iPads that were headed to a warehouse. The alleged thieves left in 2 vehicles. One was stopped on the Pennsylvania Turnpike by Pennsylvania State Police, while the other was stopped by New Jersey State Police. All 6 men, who police say were part of an organized cargo theft ring that focused on Apple products, have been charged with theft and conspiracy. The report said that both vehicles were already being tracked, since they were used together in prior thefts. 2. Find My iPhone leads to arrest for carjacking in Boston. A man has been arrested for attempting to choke an Uber driver during an attempted carjacking in downtown Boston, with Find My iPhone to thank. According to Boston 25 News, which cited the Boston Police Department, the victim was driving an Uber when her passenger wrapped a cord around the driver's neck. The driver managed to escape the vehicle with the assailant driving away in her car. The driver's phone had been left in the car, which allowed her husband to follow the signal, at which point police arrested the man. The man has been charged with carjacking, strangulation or suffocation, assault with a dangerous weapon, and receiving a stolen motor vehicle. 3. Newly released Jeffrey Epstein emails came from iPads. A congressional committee on November 12th released a large cache of emails to and from powerful people by the notorious late convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Many of the emails from Epstein have "sent from my iPad" listed at the bottom, and one of the email addresses used by Epstein was email protected. According to journalist Jacob Shamsian of Business Insider, every single one of Epstein's emails was sent from an iPad. The FBI literally seized 6 iPads from his Manhattan mansion, Shamsian wrote on X, citing his earlier reporting. He just had them scattered around to do emails. 4. Numerous iPhones stolen from Philadelphia concerts ended up in China. Several recent concerts in Philadelphia have seen large-scale thefts of iPhones, with the concertgoers later following the locations with "Find My iPhone" and discovered their iPhones were in China. The Philadelphia Inquirer explains that one show had more than 100 iPhones taken. Some of the theft victims noticed that their phones had first popped up in New York and New Jersey, before later ending up in Hong Kong or Shenzhen. Law enforcement told the newspaper that there is not much that can be done once a phone is stolen. 5. Connecticut State Police troopers were attempting to stop an accused iPad thief and following a ping when their police cruiser was struck. WHNH reports the vehicle fled, and troopers made further pursuit, chasing the suspect both by car and later on foot. He was ultimately arrested. 6. FedEx employee accused of stealing 26 Apple products. A 37-year-old man who worked at a FedEx facility in Pennsylvania has been accused of stealing 26 Apple products, worth a total of $12,974. The stolen items, per ABC 27, included 13 Apple Watches, 6 iPhones, 5 Apple Watch bands, and a MacBook. He was caught, police said, after the warehouse noticed items were missing, and the man was seen on camera pilfering through a shipment. When confronted, 10 of the Apple Watch boxes were found in his yellow safety vest. After he was fired, the man agreed to meet his employers at a Bass Pro Shop, where he told them some of the stolen items were in a backpack on one side of the building. He faces a felony charge of theft. 7. AirTag leads to arrest for stealing an e-bike. A young man in Huntington Beach, California, had his e-bike stolen while he was surfing. However, according to the Huntington Beach Police Department, the e-bike was equipped with an AirTag, which allowed an officer to track it to Anaheim. The e-bike was recovered, and the alleged thief and arrested and charged with theft. That's it for our Crime Blotter report this month. We hope you enjoyed and found engaging our review of the November Apple news. This has been Vivi, standing in for Sandhya, who should be back with you next time.
Oh my goodness, a lot of news. Crazy. Man, she said a whole mouthful about that new iPhone Pocket. It's unbelievable. Let's see, Julie, why don't we unmute folks right now, see if anybody has questions on any of the news or comments.
This is Shazadi.
Yeah, go ahead, Shazadi.
Loved Vivi's voice. It's excellent. I love your assistant. Second, I love the use of Find My iPhone, how they were able to use it to track the car jack and also the iTag. I really found those two really good. Because in my Find My iPhone, myself and my AirPods drop, I realized like it's very useful to use that tool. Thank you for sharing.
Okay. Yeah. If you don't have Find My turned on your devices, recommend it. I mean, I know some people don't like to turn it on because they feel it invades their privacy, but yeah, in the case of stolen items, it comes in very handy. And also other crimes, as we heard just then. A guy trying to choke a Uber driver and stolen car. So much more than just a stolen device. Okay, anybody else?
This is Terry.
Yeah, Terry, go ahead.
I'm late to the party today, so I apologize for that. But consequently, I didn't hear. I've been reading about and hearing about, what is it, My Pocket? I don't quite. It's an iPhone holder, is it? And what's the big deal about it? I'm not quite sure I understand that.
Well, as far as I understand, it's just an accessory item. Yeah, kind of a fashion thing to carry your iPhone. Either, you can connect it up to some existing kind of bag or something like that with a short handle, and then there's a long handle version that actually carry over your shoulder or cross strap. I don't know if anybody else has heard anything more about it. She went through quite a bit there. Yeah, Pete, go ahead.
I just wanted to comment that article that Vivi read was absolutely thorough, both the pros and cons about it. It's called the Apple Pocket, Terry, and it's like a wool. It's been compared to a sock, among other things. But it is an accessory, and it's sold for two prices. The smaller one sells for $149, I think she said, and then the larger one with a longer handle is like $250. So but it was an excellent article. I was laughing at some of the descriptions that it gave.
Yeah, it was pretty humorous there. And very descriptive too. I mean, you could just picture the thing in your mind. Anybody else? Comments, questions on any of the news, rumors, announcements that we made of upcoming events? Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, I guess I should have said too, all iBug events and schedules and times and Zoom information, you can always find that on our website, ibugtoday.org. If you have questions come up in between times when we meet, you can always post those on our Facebook page or our Facebook group, rather. If you're not a part of a Facebook group, just go on Facebook, do a search for iBug Today in the group there, and you can join the group and get signed up. Also, if you're not on our mail list, right there on the front page of our website, there's a link that says Get Involved. And from there, there'll be a form that you just put in your name, email, and phone, and then you'll be on our mail list and get notified of all upcoming events. Okay. If there are no other questions, we will. You know what? While we're here, it's about halfway through. Anybody that did not get to introduce themselves at the beginning that would like to, go ahead and say your name, where you're from, and we were sharing what's our favorite Thanksgiving side dish.
This is Ted, Houston, and I guess cornbread dressing.
All right. Welcome, Ted.
Terry from Arlington Heights, Illinois. Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Okay, very good. I think you're the first one that said that. Anybody else? I didn't get a chance to.
Rosetta Stone from Conyers, Georgia. Coconut pie.
Rosetta, coconut pie. Okay, we've had several pies. That's first coconut. Very good. I love all kinds of pies too. Anybody else that hasn't had a chance to introduce themselves? Okay, well, we are going to mute everybody back up. Well, before you do that, Julie, don't mute everybody. I think I got a door prize here. Yeah, $25 Amazon gift card. Couple of people aren't eligible, groups of people aren't eligible. If you've won in the last 6 months on Apple Workshop, a door prize, then you're not eligible. And also, if you are one of our support people, a facilitator or a mentor, or work in the background helping us out, volunteering, then you're also not eligible. But everybody else gets to play. So we're going to ask a question from that very long Apple News. And need you to say your name, wait to be acknowledged to guess what the answer is. Question is, there was one news item about the on the Chrome browser. There's a new AI mote button. It's been implemented on the browser page anytime you open up a new tab. And so we're wanting to know, where is that button located on the page?
Linda.
Linda.
Underneath the search button.
Underneath the search bar. Very good, Linda. That is the exact correct answer. So we've got your email. We'll be sending you a $25 Amazon gift card just in time for for Black Friday sales coming up here in the holidays. So look for that in your email in the coming days.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for being there. And hopefully everybody else will always be out there ready for listening to the news and the rumors and everything else we're sharing as we give away door prizes. Let's see. Now, Julie, if you could go ahead and mute everyone. We're going to go in and share some demos. Okay, I got muted. I'm not sure when I got cut off, but now we're going to do some demos. And first up will be Tom Frank. And Tom's going to, I'll just let Tom go ahead and introduce himself and tell you a little bit about what he's going to be doing a demo on. Tom comes to us from the little state of Vermont, up in the New England area. Tom, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom Frank up in Vermont. So I said you can hopefully edited mine because I be repeating myself here. From one of them little itty bitty states up there in Vermont, or if you're from California, you might ask the question, Vermont, what state is that in? People have asked that, but it's the home of Ben and Jerry's, which everybody knows, Bernie Sanders, John Deere, and if you're Mormon, Joseph Smith was born in Vermont. So we have a long history.
Okay, well, we'll just jump right into the demo then and come back afterwards. It's a little over 20 minutes, I think, and then we'll open it up for questions to Tom.
Hello there, everybody. This is Tom Frank from Milton, Vermont. And Vermont is one of those itty-bitty states up in the northeastern part of the United States, up in New England. You might know us from Ben and Jerry's Ice Cream and Howard Dean, Once Upon a Time, and Bernie Sanders now. And also John Deere came from Vermont and a couple of other things as well, other people. But that's not what I'm here for today. I'm here to describe a wonderful app for the iPhone called O-Orion. That's Orion, the constellation, with an O added in front of it. So O-O-R-I-O-N. And what does it do? It's an object detection and explanation app. So like a couple of other apps, you swing it around, look at this and that and the other thing, and it'll describe what it's seeing, car, chairs, window, people, apples, a whole description of what's around it. But the nice feature is, and the best, is that you can choose a specific object you want to see. So if you're looking for a dog, an apple, set of keys, wallet, your shoes, where did I put those shoes? you can select up to 86 items, and you have a specific thing you want to do. And I just learned today, if you have 2 or 3 dogs, I have 2 here, and I had to record this because they were yapping. You can photograph each of them separately using the app, and then you can name them so it'll tell you which dog you're looking at. So that's a great thing. So it'll do, and then it'll also look for specific text that you're looking for. So if you're going down a street and you want to see a specific store or has shoes or whatever, you can put shoes in there and it'll look for that text, or it'll read all the text around you, either way you want to do. And once again, I assume you can add your own text, though I haven't tried that yet. The other thing I found out the other day is that you can, I turned on airplane mode, which means I turned off Wi-Fi and cellular data, and then it would still look for things and tell me there's a dog, a chair, a house, but it won't give any specific details about that object. In that case, you have to use the AI feature that it has all built in, and and it'll give you much more detailed descriptions of what you're looking at. I should also say this is an app made in France, and it's not obvious at all because all the instructions and everything are in English. But if you go to see, in their About section in the settings, you'll find they have partnered with various businesses, and I guess to look for things so people can find their ways around in those businesses. But in that case, all the names are in French and the locations are in France. So unless you go to France, I don't think that's very practical for you. What's a nice thing about O-Orion? It's absolutely free. It's very easy to use. And every time I mention it, have a couple of Zoom calls. Saturday, like today, we do one Thursday night up here in Vermont with people all over the country. And those that use O-Orion really like it. It does what it does very, very well. And they keep adding a few little features every time. So let me describe it, or why do I describe it? I'll let it describe itself. Now I have my iPhone here in my hand, and I Bluetoothed it to a little Bose mini speaker here, and I am using my Macintosh Air M4 chip to record this, and then I let it record my voice and the speaker, and let's see if everything goes well.
Search text, button. Search object, button. Talk to O-Orion, button.
Now, that's
Tap
the
2
home.
times to talk to O-Orion's artificial intelligence.
And once again, I do that all the time. I'm stepping on what it's saying because it describes everything beautifully. So this is the home screen. Let me do that
Search
again.
on Talk to O-Orion, button. Tap 2 times to talk to O-Orion's artificial intelligence.
And it tells you exactly what it's going to do. So once again, if you don't want to go out on the internet and let the French know what you're looking at and all of that, you can skip the AI. It'll still work, but it won't give you any good descriptions. How do I know that and how to use it? Duh, it's artificial intelligence. So I asked it, I said, what can I say? And it told me how to use it and what I could say. Now, the next thing is...
Search object, button.
Search objects.
Search for a specific object.
And as I said, you search objects, it's searching for a specific object. There are 86 specified objects they have in here, and I'll go over them in a little bit, not all 86, but you can then also add your own. As I said, your own dog by name, cat, bird, whatever, your children in case you've lost one of them, anything you want to do. And I haven't tried that. My wife hates me taking her picture, but I would like to do that because it might actually be able to describe people. And I haven't tried that yet. I'll try it.
Search text button.
And you can also,
Search for
as
a
I said,
specific text.
There you go. Tom, shut up and let people listen. Okay. For text, search for a specific text and then
nearby objects button. Discover objects in your surroundings.
And that's a good thing. Once again, you scan around the area, and I'll show you that. And what I've used it for, I wanted to see what was next door, so then I went out in my sunroom here through the window. I said a house and a car. And so then I went back to the individual object, and I aimed it, and it said a car, and it said it was a small white compact parked along the street, and gave me more information about it. So you can use it for general, trying to find objects around, a chair, and then you could go individual, and then it'll tell you what type of a chair it is and where it's located, and I'll show that later. Okay, and then the next item is
nearby objects, nearby text button.
Nearby text.
Discover text in your surroundings.
And once again, it'll read everything that it sees. I don't have any text on the wall in my sunroom here. However, I used it before, and now the Christmas decorations are up. That text is down. But my wife had, "Love me, love my dog." And I said I have 2 poodles, and she makes that quite clear. You don't love her dogs. Yeah, I know the priorities in this household. There's her, dog, yeah. Then me. Oh, well, I knew that when I married her.
Personal objects button.
Then
manage your personal objects and search for them.
Once again, you have personal objects. You can take pictures of them, and they describe how to do it. You're supposed to take pictures of it, in a area that's free of clutter, and then you can go around, take pictures from different angles, and then that you can save it, and then later on you can go back and try to find that object.
Settings button.
And then you have your standard
settings button.
So let's go back up to the top.
Nearby search text, search object button. Talk to O-Orion button.
I'm not going to talk to
Orion's artificial intelligence.
I'm not going to talk to Orion right now, but let me go.
Search object button.
I'm going to search object.
Search for a specific object. Search object. Recent search heading.
And these, okay, it tells you the recent ones.
Person button.
Person. There are no other persons except me. Actually.
Recent search. Person button.
Person. I'm going to select it.
I'm going to search this object.
Going to double tap.
Orion loading. Ellipsis. Scan your surroundings with the camera. Object found. The object is close. It may not be within easy reach. Be cautious of the surroundings in between. A person with short hair, wearing a light-colored shirt, appears to be listening to something through earphones. The person is positioned slightly to the right of the camera in a cozy indoor setting with soft lighting, 3.2 feet.
And it didn't say extremely handsome and brilliant, but...
Scan your surroundings with the camera.
Yeah, we won't go there.
Searching for person. Heading. Close. Button.
And then we're going to close that.
To go back.
There. And even said double tap to go back.
Talk to Orion. Button. Search object. Button. Search text. Button. Nearby object. Nearby text. Nearby search text. Button. Search object. Talk to Orion. Button. Search object.
There we go. Search to object.
Search on Orion. Person. Button. Model. Button. Car. Button. Model. Button. Car. Button. Doorknob. Button.
Let's see if it'll see it. Sometimes it has a problem here.
Searching for doorknob. Loading. Ellipsis. Scan your surroundings with the camera.
I know there is one here.
Object found at 7.9 feet. Center the camera on the object by following audio signals. The doorknob is round, metallic, and shiny. It's located on a wooden door near a stone wall leading into a kitchen area. Object last seen at the top. Scan your surroundings with the camera.
And not bad. It finds the doorknob, so if you can't find it, tells you exactly how far away it is. And actually, it's a round doorknob, shiny, and it's on a wooden door. It doesn't say that's, the reason says in a kitchen area because it happens to be glass going from the sunroom into the dining room and the kitchen, and it can see that beyond.
Searching for doorknob, heading. Close, button.
And then we're going to close
Double
that.
tap to go back to Orion. Talk to Orion. Search object, button. Search text, button. Nearby objects, nearby text, button.
Oops,
nearby
I keep
search
going.
text, button. Search object, button. Talk to Orion. Search object.
Let's
button.
try another thing.
Search on Orion. Recent doorknob, person, button, model, button, car, button, shoe, button. Generic objects, 86. Heading, Apple, button. Generic objects, 86. Heading.
There, okay, generic objects, 86 of them.
Apple, button.
Apple.
Ascending staircase, button.
Ascending
Tap 2 times to
staircase.
search the
Now,
subject.
this is interesting. You say, I want to look for a staircase, and you don't find it under S, that are alphabetical order here. Stairs, ascending. It's ascending staircase, and we'll show that why that's a bit confusing later.
Backpack, button. Banana, button. Backpack, button.
Oh, let me see if it'll
Tap
see
2
it.
times to searching for backpack. Loading. Ellipse. Scan your surroundings with the camera.
My wife might have put it someplace because I just had it a little while ago.
Object found at 6.5 feet. Center the camera on the object by following audio signals. Object last seen to the right. Scan your surroundings with the camera.
Yep. So it'll do, and notice it goes to the beep, 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 beep. And if you're right on it, it'll go bing and then describe it.
Searching for backpack. Close. Button. Orion. Talk to Orion. Button. Talk to Orion. Search object. Button.
He's
Search
learning
text.
fast
Button.
here.
Nearby objects. Button. Nearby text.
Whoops.
Nearby search text. Button. Search object. Button. Search on Orion. Apple. Button. Ascending backpack. Banana. Button. Battery. Button. Bed. Button. Bench. Button. Bicycle. Button. Bird. Button. Boat. Button. Book. Button. Bottle. Button. Bowl. Button. Bus. Button. Bus stop. Button. Cake. Button. Bus stop. Button.
There you go. Bus stop.
Tap
That's
2 times to search this object.
That's good.
Cake. Button. Car. Button. Card. Button. Cat. Button. Cell phone. Button. Chair. Chart clock. Computer keyboard. Computer mouse. Cloud. Crop cup. Button. Descending staircase. Button.
There you go. There's just,
Tap 2
it's not
times to
under
search this
staircase.
object.
It's under ascending staircase and descending staircase.
Dog. Button.
And dog,
Tap
and
2
the
times to
dogs
search this object.
are in the other room. And I asked my wife, please keep those things quiet.
Descending staircase. Cup. Button. Crosswalk.
Button.
Couch. Button.
Now, let me go
Tap 2
back.
times to search this object.
I'm going to go.
Search object. Heading. Enter your search. Search field. Search object. Back button.
And I'm going to go back.
Talk to search text. Button. Nearby objects. Button.
As I said, once again,
Discover nearby text. Button. Discover text in your surroundings.
it'll once again do nearby text. But let me do the,
Personal objects. Button.
whoops,
Settings. Button.
Whoops, let me
Personal
go.
objects. Nearby text. Nearby objects. Button.
nearby objects and show you
Discover
what
objects
that'll
in your
do.
surroundings. Loading. Ellipsis. Scan your surroundings with the camera. Laptop. Computer keyboard. Green charging cable on the table. Blue mug on the table. Silver laptop on the table. Wooden table. Indoor room. Computer. Laptop. Computer keyboard. Chair. Gray wireless speaker. Green charging cable. Blue mug with a metallic lid. Silver laptop with a black keyboard. Indoor workspace. Laptop. Computer. Computer keyboard. Chair. String lights along the walls. Skylights with dark frames. Ceiling fan with 3 blades. Wooden ceiling with beams. Indoor room. Potted plant.
Now I'm going to add it, aim it outside.
Indoor space. 2 skylights visible. String lights along the beams. Ceiling fan with dark blades. Wooden ceiling with beams. Furniture. Indoor room. Window with blinds. Multiple cables on the floor. Wooden chair. Black microphone stand. Chair.
I can't do
Table.
outside because it's dark here and the
Indoor
blinds
room.
went
Green
down at
planted
5
clock.
o'clock.
String lights along the wall.
But
Silver
they're-
laptop on the table. Wooden table. Chair. Table. Furniture.
So let me go
Indoor
back.
room.
As I
Wooden
said,
chair. Metal cart with a
Let me
rectangle.
stop
Black
that.
shoes on black wooden cabinet with a Wooden cabinet with...
Let me go back.
5. Wooden cabinet with a light... Wooden cabinet with a light brown color. Nearby objects. Heading. Wooden cabinet with a light brown color.
There you go. So it gives a little bit more definition.
Nearby objects. Heading. Wooden cabinet with a light. Nearby objects. Close. Button.
And then I go
Double
close.
tap to go back. Talk to O-Orion. Button. Tap 2 times to talk to O-Orion's artificial and search object. Button. Search for a search on O-Orion. Backpack. Button.
Now, what I
tap 2 times to search this object.
Say before is that you can't see outside with a car, and you can get more. But let's say I want to know about a cabinet.
Banana. Button. Battery. Bed. Button. Bench. Bicycle. Bird. Boat. Book. Button. Model. Bowl. Button. Bus. Button. Bus stop. Cake. Car. Button. Card. Button. Cat. Button. Cell phone. Chair. Chart. Clock. Button. Computer mount. Computer keyboard. Button. Clock. Button. Computer keyboard. Button.
There you go.
Tap computer mouse. Button. Couch. Button. Computer mouse. Computer keyboard. Button.
I'll do a computer keyboard.
Searching for loading. Scan your surroundings with the camera. Object found at 1.2 feet. Center the camera on the object by following audio signals. The keyboard is rectangular, typically white or black, with keys arranged in a group pattern. It may have some inscriptions on the keys. It's positioned on a desk, likely in front of a computer screen. Object of hand. You can grab it. 1.0 foot. It's a white computer keyboard with black letters and some visible wear. It's on a wooden table, near a laptop and a speaker. Object found at 1.4 feet. Center the camera on the object by following audio signals. Object found. Object centered. Get closer. The keyboard is rectangular, with white keys and a silver frame. It has a compact design, suitable for a laptop. It's positioned on a wooden desk, near a laptop and some other objects. The object is close. It may not be within easy reach. Be cautious of the surroundings in between.
Okay.
Object centered.
And
Get
that
closer.
gives you the...
Search the keyboard is white with black keys. Searching for close. Button. O-Orion. Talk to O-Orion. Button.
And
tap 2 times to talk to O-Orion's artificial intelligence.
Okay. Now, once again, all that, I'm going to turn the volume down on my iPhone, so you won't hear that. You'll only hear me. And that's basically all about O-Orion. Since it's free, grab it, put it on your iPhone, and you can do all of those great things and basically just scanning your surrounding. As I said, and I forgot, I can't see outside because number one, it's dark. Number two is that the blinds are down, and they all came down. I'm in a sunroom, and they all come down automatically at 5 o'clock. And if you feel sorry for me, because I'm up here in Vermont, we had about 8 inches of snow the other day. Most of it is gone, but it's supposed to snow again tonight. It looked out and it told me that there was snow, it was white, and the house, and then there was a car. And then when I took the object and said, look for a car, it said it was a small, white, compact car along the street next to a driveway with a house in the background, and gave me all that detailed information. But if you turn off the AI and you don't have connection, it'll still work. It'll still find a car, but it won't tell you what it is. And that's it. And once again, as I tell everybody else, what else can it do? Go out, download it, and try it. And don't worry, you too will be on iBug today, and you will be called and recruited to describe your favorite app. So have a great day, folks.
All right. Awesome presentation, Tom. Very good. Julia, if we can unmute everybody and we'll have time for just a few questions here. If anybody has a question on the O-Orion app for Tom.
This is Dan.
Go ahead, Dan.
Tom, have you tried it outside? Can you find street signs with it?
Oh yeah, yeah. It'll do, and if you're looking for once again a specific street sign like stop, you can put it in the text, but it'll find any text that's out there, and it's easy. It finds everything, as you could hear.
So you could put in an address, I guess, and it'll find a home address.
No, it's not. It'll look for the number, the letters, but it is not an orientation device. It finds objects. So and I use it if I'm out in my yard and where in the world am I? I can search around and say tree. Oh, that's or a house. That's my house. That's the way I need to go. But it isn't an orientation device per se.
Okay, thanks.
Voice Vista, Soundscape, that's the one you want. It'll read that street sign if you're at the corner, but it isn't going to tell you where that corner is.
Okay, I think Angelo had a question.
Yeah, do you need LiDAR on your phone?
It didn't look like I didn't need LiDAR because no, I have a 15 Pro, so it has LiDAR, but LiDAR on the phone only has like a 16-foot radius, and if the blinds were up, it would have told you that car was 107 feet away, and LiDAR on the phone is limited to 3 meters or about 16 feet, so it's not using LiDAR.
Okay.
Okay, we got time for maybe one more question.
This is Jody.
Okay, Jody, you got it.
Yeah, I think it might have used LiDAR when it said 3.2 feet, so that might have been one time it used LiDAR. You described the search features. I like it for just using it as a generic search, so that as you're moving around, it will find things. Yep. And in a public bathroom, it'll find the toilet and the sink and the paper dispenser and the garbage can. And to me, it's basic things like that just makes it the most useful.
That's especially you guys, ladies as well, go into a restroom in a restaurant and even if you're very low vision like me or low vision, everything's white. The floor's white, the urinals are white, the sink's white, everything's white. But this will, as Jody said, will say, yeah, toilet, where it is, and all of the information that's there. Yeah.
Okay, very good. We might have some time after the next demo. Come back on any more questions for Tom, but we need to go ahead and get into the next demo here. Let's see. We've got Herbie. Herbie, are you
Yep.
out there? Okay. You want to just jump into the presentation, or you got anything to say?
I'll make a couple of statements first.
Okay.
All right, so today I'm going to be talking about FaceTime, and this has a lot of both fun and practical applications. Fun, like, if you're talking to a sighted person and you want them to be able to see you, everything from a potential relationship to, family members. I use it a lot for help. I'm not an Ira user, so the few times I need video help with something, I will FaceTime my mom, and we'll use the camera, the front and back facing cameras on FaceTime to help me with whatever. We've used it for all sorts of things, from reading mail to helping me assemble a vacuum cleaner, and all sorts of things. So there's a lot of practical applications. FaceTime uses the internet, so you can use it anywhere. Even people in Vermont, you can talk to them. So just thought I'd mention that. But we will let the demo roll.
All right, here we go.
Video killed the radio star. Video
let's start, as I always do, by taking a look at the settings of an app. Just a reminder, to get to settings, we need to open that, and then we will find it under the apps section, since this is an app on your iPhone. Open settings.
Settings. Settings. Heading.
I'm going to go to the bottom of my screen with a 4-finger single tap.
Apps. Button.
And that takes me to the search bar, and I'm going to swipe to the left once, and I'm on the apps button.
So settings. Section.
And here I have a section index. I'm going to use that to go down to F.
Cap. C. Cap. E. Cap. F. Selected.
And now I can swipe to the right.
Facebook. FaceTime. Button.
Section index, by the way, one of those features that we've always had on the iPhone, well, at least since I've gotten it. Very useful to know how it works, how in a lot of things that have different headings that start with letters or whatever, you might have the section index where you can swipe down and find the letter and then swipe to the right. Okay, let's double tap on the FaceTime. And it didn't really say anything, but that's okay. I'm now going to swipe to the right.
FaceTime. Heading. Allow FaceTime to access. Heading.
This is your typical allow FaceTime or whatever app you're in to access.
Apple Intelligence and Siri. Button. Search. Button. Notifications. Immediate. Button.
I'm assuming we'd want our notifications to be immediate.
Sensitive content warning. Off. Button.
Because otherwise we wouldn't get notified of a FaceTime call. All right, sensitive content warning. This is an interesting one. I'm not quite sure how you would apply it to FaceTime, but let's look at what Apple says.
Sensitive content warning. Switch button. Off.
So right now mine is off. I'm going to swipe to the right.
Detect nude photos and videos before they are viewed on your iPhone. And receive guidance to help make a safe choice. Apple does not have access to the photos or videos. Learn more. Link.
This is an interesting one because I can't see anyway, so somebody sends me one of those, I wouldn't actually know it. That's both a good and a bad thing.
View safety resources. Button. Resources to help you make a safe choice when receiving photos or videos containing nudity.
Well, you know what?
Sensitive content warning. On.
We'll try having this on, and if I ever come across anything of this nature where it applies the warning, I will let you know.
FaceTime. Back. Sensitive content.
Just make sure you're dressed when you're talking to me on FaceTime video. That's all I ask. You know, I think that's... Anyway, I'm reminded of an old iBug story about no clothes in a video, but that's a whole nother story, and I wasn't actually witness to it, so...
Cellular data. Switch button. On.
Okay, let's how about something a little bit more sensible to talk about. Cellular data. Do you want that on? This ensures that you'll be able to use FaceTime on your cell data plan as well as Wi-Fi. And that, again, is up to you. And I, of course, do because I want to be able to have access to video wherever I'm at.
Default calling app. FaceTime audio. Button.
Default calling app. This is an interesting one, and I don't really have much to say about it other than now you can kind of determine what is your default, but to what purpose, I'm still a bit unclear, but if we go here...
Default calling app. Heading. FaceTime audio. Button. Selected. Cellular. Button. WhatsApp. Button. Zoom. Button. Your SIM will be used to make and receive cellular calls. If you have, your SIM will be used to make and receive cellular calls. If you have multiple calling apps, you can change the default.
So, yeah, maybe useful if you don't have a cellular plan or whatever, but that is what we have.
FaceTime. Incoming calls. Full screen. Button.
Okay, incoming calls. And basically what this is asking you is, do you want them to take up your full screen when you get like a notification or whatever?
Incoming calls.
Let's double tap here.
Banner. Selected. Full screen. Phone, FaceTime, and other apps you use to receive calls will use the selected display style.
And I recommend you leave this on full screen, or if it's not set to that, then do so, because it's a lot harder to answer the calls if they are a disappearing banner from an accessibility aspect, at least with VoiceOver. If it's set to full screen, then you'll have complete abilities to answer the call either with the magic tap, the two-finger magic tap, or sliding around and finding the buttons such as to answer, decline, and all that.
FaceTime. Incoming call. Announce calls. Headphones only. Button.
This affects how calls are supposed to be announced. I've really never gotten the point of this over the years, so I'm not even going to try to explain that one.
FaceTime. Switch button on.
Okay, this is a bit more important. FaceTime. Do you want FaceTime to be on? And if you want to be able to use it, then yes.
People can contact you on all your devices with FaceTime. Using your phone number or email address. About iMessage and FaceTime and privacy. Link.
So this is something that applies to iMessage and FaceTime. What methods do you want people to be able to have to contact you via FaceTime?
You can be reached by FaceTime at heading. Selected +1.
So the first thing is my phone number, and that is selected. So that means that if you have my phone number, you can just use that to initiate a FaceTime call. And in my case...
Selected Herbie.Allen at selected Herbie.
I have various email addresses that you can also use.
Herbie caller ID heading.
And how about for caller ID?
Selected +1.
This is what affects the outgoing when people. This is what affects the outgoing when you call somebody. I have it set to display my phone number. But you can also have it set to your email if you prefer, especially if you are an iPad user, for instance, and you do not have an iPhone, but you still want to be able to use FaceTime, then you're going to want it set to a particular email address.
Herbie.Allen at Herbie at manage Apple account.
And unlike the incoming, you can only select one option. So just know that the incoming, you can select multiple options, how people can call you. With the outgoing, you can only select one for what people see when you call them. The next thing it's going to ask you...
Apple account, Herbie.Allen.
And that is your Apple account that you're logged into.
Share name and photo. Contacts only. Button.
So let's explore this option.
Cancel. Button. Selected. Avatar. Button. 1. Poster. Button. 2. Done. Button. Customize. Button.
So this affects what you can share with people for FaceTime calls and iMessages.
Photos. Button. New photo. Button. Choose a photo. Once added. Photos from your library will appear here. Memoji. Button. New Memoji button.
So you can even show Memoji if you want instead of a phone number.
Face in clouds. Mouse face button. Winking face. Mouse face button. Monogram button. New monogram button. Ha. Ha. Serif button. Ha. Rounded emoji. New face rolling on the floor laughing.
A lot of choices here, so I will let you play with that by yourself if you're into all the different photos and Memojis and all that type of thing.
First name, Herbie, text, name, and photo sharing. Switch button on.
But what I care about is the name and photo sharing, which is at the bottom of the screen.
Smiling face, name.
And what this does is whenever you send a message or call somebody through FaceTime that's not in your contact list, it will try to send them your name.
First name, Herbie, text feed, last name, Allen, text, share automatically. Contacts only. Button. Pop-up button.
But who gets this information? Very good question. So if I double tap.
Selected. Contacts only. But always ask. Button. Dismiss context menu. Button. Dismiss context menu. Button.
So you can have it so that contacts get it, or that it'll always ask you, do you want to share your name and number with this person?
Always ask. Button.
I'll switch it to always ask.
Cancel. You will be prompted before updated name. Photo and poster are shared. Name. Selected. Poster. Button. Selected. Avatar. Poster.
So that's how that works. Button. And then we've got a done button.
Selected. Dim.
Towards the bottom.
Apps.
Yikes.
Back button.
Towards the top of the screen.
Share name, and you will be prompted share play button.
Share play. So this is a feature I've never had an opportunity to play with, but the idea is there are apps that will support share play, and if you are both subscribed to the same service, you can listen to or watch something together. This is not like a screen share on Zoom. So for instance, if you want to listen to an album with somebody over Apple Music, both people have to be subscribed to Apple Music.
Share play, switch button on. Share play, share FaceTime.
And all this button does is let you turn it on or off as an option.
Share play, watch shows, listen to music, and use apps together during FaceTime calls.
And something to know about this only works with FaceTime video. This is not a FaceTime audio option.
Automatic prominence, heading. Speaking, switch button, off.
Now we're getting into some visual things, and I don't really have much to say on them other than we're just going to go through the options. Some of these I don't bother with because, well, I can't see anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. But a lot of these affect group FaceTime calls.
During group FaceTime calls, the tile of the person speaking will automatically become larger. Live captions, switch button, off. Your iPhone will use on-device intelligence to automatically display captions in FaceTime. Accuracy of live captions may vary, and should not be relied upon in high-risk or emergency situations.
And I have never had an opportunity to test this, so I do not know if they are accessible or not.
FaceTime live photos, switch button, on. Allow live photos to be captured during a FaceTime video call.
I actually have used this. So sometimes in situations, I'll have my mom helping me with something, and it's easier for her to get a photo. And you've probably dealt with this if you are an IRA user, because I know they can do the exact same type of thing. So I do allow for live photos to be able to be used in a FaceTime video call.
Eye contact, heading. Eye contact, switch button, off. Establish natural eye contact while on FaceTime. Silence unknown callers. Calls from unknown numbers will be silenced, sent to voicemail, and displayed on the recents list. Incoming calls will continue to ring from people in your contacts, recent outgoing calls, and Siri suggestions. Switch button, off.
Unfortunately, this is not just limited to FaceTime, but thankfully we do have an option for that.
Call filtering, heading. Unknown callers. Missed calls and voicemail from unknown numbers will be moved to the unknown callers list. Switch button, off.
And that can be useful. We'll have that on. But the problem is actually I don't know if that affects the entire phone or just FaceTime, so we'll actually have that off.
FaceTime spam. Calls identified as spam or fraud will be silenced and moved to the spam list. Switch button, on.
Very useful. So occasionally I've had it where somebody will start a group FaceTime call where they will try to call multiple people and, well, they're actually spamming you and all that. And so now we have some protections to prevent that type of thing from happening.
Blocked contacts, button.
Blocked contacts, this is the same as on the phone app.
Blocked contacts.
And that's it for the FaceTime settings. Unfortunately, I don't have the setup to fully explain what to expect on a FaceTime call, but we can definitely try to go through some of it, and I can at least still show you the app itself. Now, one thing to know too is now with FaceTime, you can also get voicemails. So that is something new we've had for the last couple of years. Very convenient. And those will show up in your phone app. And I might even be able to show you one. All right. Let's now, though, do this. Open FaceTime.
Social media folder, 6.
You're not nice. Well, when one method fails, another one will work. I just went to my folders and opened it manually. So now I'm on the FaceTime app.
FaceTime, edit, button.
I've got an edit button.
FaceTime, heading, filter, button.
We got the filter.
Recent calls, AE, Anna, TA, Timothy, hi Herbie, L, Lucy.
Oh, let's go to this one real quick.
TA, Timothy, hi Herbie, this is too much. Just want to let you know that, I need to have a little discussion about December 3rd. I will be
All right. What you were hearing there is a transcript of a FaceTime voicemail that my friend Timothy sent me the other day when he called and I was not able to come to the phone.
Anna, suggested, button. TA, L, Lucy, audio, 11/10/25.
And so then Lucy called me the other day, but she did not leave a message, so it just told me that it was a FaceTime audio call.
Aaron, audio, 11/8.
And so on and so forth. Okay.
TA.
And that is all fine and dandy. So what we're seeing here is my list of most recent FaceTime callers. If we go to the bottom of the list...
New call, button. Text field is editing, word mode, insertion point at start.
So then I could type in an email address or a phone number.
New cancel, text, add suggested, heading.
And I can also get a list of suggested people who it thinks I might want to call.
Anna Cindy Heidi Peroso, Chanel Marie Allen, button. Sue Allen, button.
Okay, so a number of people that I might or might not want to call via FaceTime. Now, I should mention that if I'm just doing a one-on-one call, I will use Siri instead and just tell her to FaceTime somebody, and I will tell her specifically to FaceTime audio or FaceTime video. This is more useful if you are wanting to do a group FaceTime call. And that is a whole nother thing in itself. But basically what happens is you get a notification of a call, if it's a group call, and then you will double tap on the notification and you will have a join button. Whereas if it's just a one-on-one FaceTime call, you answer it like a regular phone call.
Audio call, dimmed, button.
And at the bottom of the screen, there's an audio call.
FaceTime video, dimmed, create link, button.
Create link. Let's talk about this because people have not understood this despite the fact that we've had this option for several years. You can do FaceTime video calls with non-iPhone users. Yes, that's right. You can do it. And the way you accomplish this is by the Create Link button, which is now at our bottom screen here. I'm going to double tap this.
Link, image, a black background with FaceTime link. Add name, button.
I can give a name to the link.
Herbert's Mac Mini, AirDrop, button. Eric Harms, Anna Estrada, Chanel Allen.
And then I can also message or use the typical share sheet options here to send the link to other people. And then they can click on it on their Android or PC. And just like that, you can have a conversation with somebody who is not an Apple user. So remember that you do have options now when it comes to FaceTime. I will have to try to do an actual FaceTime call another time. Like I said, that's a bit tricky, but some things I do want to mention when you're on a call. So first of all, if you're on a FaceTime audio call, it's going to be like you're on your phone. It will shift between, for instance, the speakerphone and your earpiece. And you will have some options for muting and things like that. You will not have options to add in calls or anything like that. And that is also the case with a video call. And you're probably also wondering, why would I want to use FaceTime audio? There are several advantages with that. One, it is a lot better quality than an actual phone call in a lot of cases, though phone calls have improved a lot over the years. Also, another thing with FaceTime, both audio and video, it's not restricted to the phone system. This is an internet option, so that means you can talk to anybody anywhere in the world and not have to worry about international calling or anything like that. Regardless of whether you're using their phone number, email address, it doesn't matter. It all goes through the internet, not through the phone. So if you want to talk to somebody in Cambodia, for instance, the only thing you need to worry about is the time difference. FaceTime going through the internet also means that you can talk to anybody that does not actually have a cell phone number attached to their device. So remember what I said about the FaceTime links earlier. So you can talk to somebody that is just a PC user. Also, I should mention those FaceTime links are very useful for generating a group call. And it also means, though, that let's say that you've got a friend who just has an iPad or a Mac. That means that they can also use FaceTime as well. So you have a way of talking to them. But let's talk a little bit more about the video side of things and what you need to know with that. First of all, by default, it uses your front-facing camera. So that is the camera that is on the side of the phone where you would have like the earpiece and all that type of thing. If you don't have headphones plugged in, it's going to come through your phone speaker. If you want privacy, though, then definitely plug in headphones. Also, know that if you're using AirPods, you will have a bit of a surround sound effect. Also, with the camera, you can flip it to the back-facing camera. So that is the camera with those lenses on the back of the phone. The reason why you might want to do this is it is a higher definition camera, so that will generally give the person on the other end a better video quality, from my understanding at least. So that's why you might want to do that. You also will have an option to turn off your video. So there's a button for that. I know there is like some kind of effects button. I've never really done anything with that. Sandhya might be able to elaborate a little bit more on effects while in a FaceTime call and whatever things they've done now with that. The other thing that you need to know is if you move away from the FaceTime app, then the video for the other person will go away. Not sure if it goes away for you as well with seeing them, but just know that as well. Also, if you lock your screen. And also, do know that the video aspect will use your battery. Make sure you have a good battery charge before starting a video call, especially if it's going to be a longer one.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Herbie. Another great presentation.
All right, and the only thing I didn't really cover much in that context, by the way, when I was showing the app, was filters. And basically what that does is it lets you filter between different categories like spam, whether it's a video call, voicemails, that type of thing. Okay. All right, so...
yeah, I think we'll open it up for questions, Julie.
Yep.
Questions on FaceTime for Herbie? Are you guys able to unmute?
It should be.
Somebody try to unmute. Just try it out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not hearing anybody. Pete, can you see if you can unmute?
I was going to say one thing. This is Tom. Herbie, I have a friend that went into the nursing home memory care, and his kids cut out his phone, so he didn't have any phone. And it dawned on me, he learned to do a 2-finger double tap to answer. I FaceTime him, and you don't need a phone number or anything. So somebody if doesn't have a phone line, doesn't want to pay all that, you can go right through the internet and you have phone connectivity.
Yep, I'd mentioned that. I'd mentioned that in the context of like the iPad and all that. But yeah, if you have an iPhone that is signed into an iCloud account, then so long as it's on Wi-Fi, then yes, definitely. Because and you'd also be able to, same with iMessages as well. Both of those, those go through the internet. That's not actually your cell phone. That's part of the Appleverse. So yep.
It's Marie.
Yes.
Is the option to switch it to the back camera, is that on the screen while you're on the call, or can you do it ahead of time?
That is when you're on the call. I've never found a way to do it ahead of time, unfortunately.
I assumed that, but I'm just checking. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you never know.
This is Cynthia.
Yes, Cynthia.
If I want to call a friend that has an Android and I set up the link, can I do a video call or is just restricted to an audio call, a FaceTime audio, or can I do also a FaceTime video?
It's actually the opposite way around. It's actually restricted to a video call. You can turn off the camera once you're in the call. But yes, it is a FaceTime video call that it initiates. And I didn't get into much of the whole links and all that, but just know that it puts you in a FaceTime video call, and you can turn off the camera if you want, but it will not go to, like, say if you want the call to go to your phone's earpiece, you won't be able to do that. You'll just be able to turn off the camera. You can plug in headphones if you want privacy, but yeah, it actually defaults to video, not audio, with the FaceTime. So,
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
This is Emily.
Yes.
I have a question. I was told on the FaceTime for iPhone users, I know we don't have to pay for the app, but what about the Androids and other users? I was told they have to pay for it.
No.
Use it.
No. No.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Nope. I definitely would have mentioned any cost involved, but nope. That is it's a free thing. And I should have mentioned that from the outset too. Is the advantage with there are of course disadvantages with family member and friends. If you want to use their assistance for video help, but the advantage with FaceTime is it's free. It's built into the app, and yes, even with the external users, it's free for them as well. So,
This is Ted.
Yes, Ted.
Hi, Herbie. Okay, so what if you say I want to send a link to my brother and then my computer, because I'd rather do FaceTime at the computer.
Yep.
Can I do that and then drop the call on the phone and keep the call motivated by the computer and his phone?
I want to say yes. I think it doesn't matter who. I do want to say that will still work. I really need to do some more testing with it. And
back in the day, with like things like Skype and such, the initiator of the call was the host.
Yes.
If the host drops, then the whole call.
Oh, I cut my teeth on Skype. I remember that very well. Yes, but I do know what you're talking about. But I want to say yes, you can drop the call on your phone, and it'll still be there on the computer.
Okay, cool.
I want to say that will still be the case. And I think the link remains active too. I don't think it goes away. So if you save the link, I think you can actually reuse it.
This is Mary Alice. With the last question, it does. You can drop the call on your phone, and it will go to an iPad or the Mac. Because I've done it.
Right. Well, Ted's talking about his Windows computer, but
right.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry there. Sorry.
What you're talking about, Mary, is though, like, I mean, if you're using the link, that would be one thing, but there's also, with the iPad or the Mac, you also have the transfer option, and that's a whole nother thing altogether. But, yeah, but I do think it will work, Ted. And, by the way, just real quick, we won't go into details, but glad you were doing okay, and you're actually able to be on the call today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I feel a whole lot better
say
too.
The same thing. Welcome back, Ted.
I feel a whole lot better.
Yeah, and you weren't too far away from where I live either. I could have you could have dropped by to say hi. But anyway,
Michael, just a comment on the camera. The camera is on the rear facing versus the front facing. I think 15 and 16. The front facing is 12 megapixel, and the rear facing is 48 megapixels. So you definitely, rear facing will get you higher definition. I think below the 15, it was 12 on both the front and the back. 12, or yeah, below 15. And then 17, it ended up, they have 48 megapixel on both the front and the back cameras. So
Okay,
really
so on the 17, it shouldn't matter which.
It's Marie again.
Yes.
I just forgot to tell you, Herbie, that was an excellent demo. Thank you so much.
I'm glad it was, because it was hastily put together as I got mixed up in which week we were having the things. So
I understand a lot more about FaceTime now. Thank you.
This
All
is
right.
Terry.
Yep, it just tells you how long I've been using it that I can hastily. Okay, go ahead, Terry.
Well, I actually had a question for Tom. Are we into those questions or not?
Yeah, you can go ahead and ask Tom a question about the O-Orion you're talking about.
Okay. I thought at one point, I understood you to say initially that you to do something you would turn on, what is it now? Well, you at one point you said that you have to turn off AI. But so I guess my question then is, how do you turn off AI?
No, you don't turn off AI. I just said that I turned off my brain and I was trying to figure what I could ask it in the search at the top, or it says it talk to voice. And I said, it automatically has AI. So I just asked it, hey, what can I say? And it told me. I had said, if you're
airplane mode, that was the other thing I was trying to think of. Did you have to turn on airplane mode? Did you say that at one point?
I only said you could I was trying to see if it would work well if the cell coverage and internet was disconnected, and it'll still work. It just won't give you as many details, and that it has to go out to their AI in order to do it.
I get it. So you don't actually turn off AI, but you can turn on airplane mode and get
you turn it on, or you can turn it off if there's a privacy issue and you're concerned about it and you don't want to know in your house, you might want to turn it off so it's not going out on the internet there. It's just finding stuff that it sees and not a lot of detail.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, I think we got time for maybe one more question, then we're going to have to pull the plug here. Who's got last question?
This is Sean.
Sean, go ahead, sir.
Quick question for Herbie. Do you know if you can switch which rear-facing camera you're using? This way I can go if I need to be looking at the macro, I can switch that lens versus the normal lens.
There's only one rear-facing camera on the phone, so you can only switch between the front-facing and the rear-facing.
There were multiple rear-facing cameras. That's why there are 3 lenses.
Okay, that's as far I don't know of any. All I know is it lets you switch between the front-facing and the rear-facing.
That's fair. Thank you, Herbie.
Yep.
It was a great presentation, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a guess on that rear-facing. It's using the mid-range. It's got a telephoto. It's got a whatever you call the close-up kind of lens, and then it's got the normal type.
As far as I know, the only thing that could ever let you switch between lenses might be the camera app. I've never seen any option to where.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, very good. We appreciate all the great questions and especially the awesome presentations on both the O-Orion app, Tom, and Herbie with the FaceTime app. We just couldn't do this without you guys. And of course, want to thank our Zoom host, Julie, working in the backgrounds there. Thank you, Julie. And most of all of you that joined in today. We wouldn't be here doing this without you, of course. And thanks for taking time out of your busy days to join us, and hope you'll come back again. Thank you. And to my co-host who's absent today, please come back next time. It's hard doing this without you. And
what about you? Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael, and everybody.
I don't do anything other than playing sound effects.
It's Thanksgiving Day and we're gathered round. Little children make a joyful sound. And there's no school and we get to play. And we're all thankful for this day, except for the turkey. La 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 la. Except